could make a garbanzo bean salad with tuna, but I don't think I have enough lettuce, so I might have to make a shake. I could use this shake, the soy, or maybe banana flavored. I've got some, let's see, some lecithin. Oh, peanut butter's always good in a shake, maybe. Well, there's the lecithin. Oh, I have another thing of garbanzos. I think they should stay together so I can find them when I need them. Oh my god. I can't believe it. I had a tuna fish. I just went shopping. Look, now I have 4 cans of tuna. I thought I had no tuna. And this is what my grandfather always ate, sardines. But I think they have too much oil. So, I do love dried sliced seaweed on the top of a salad. Or for a quick pick-me-up snack. I gotta remember to use that more. And then I have fig vinegar. I have roasted peanut oil, balsamic vinegar, sesame oil, olive oil, and I think I bought a truffle oil because that is exquisite. This is champagne vinegar, almond oil. I'm looking for the truffle oil. Did I forget to buy that? What is this? But these are like some of the foods that I use when I'm on my cleanse, when I'm dieting. I also use Irish oatmeal, sometimes the instant. Oh my goodness. It wasn't closed tightly. The granola. I sometimes sprinkle this on my salads. Of course, I have a huge canister of mate, Argentine mate, lemon curd. I got in the habit of having that on toast in England. Ginger preserves, delicious. But I'm not eating bread now or sweets. And Chinese marinade, lots of marinades. It's really fun to cook. It's very fun. It's very fun.
So how long have you been on the diet?
Well, not my whole life, if that's what you mean. But when I was 5 and 6, my grandmother died, and she was like my mother to me. When she died, I gained a lot of weight. For a teenager, for a toddler elementary school girl, I think I weighed maybe 80 pounds. And I know my kids weigh 50. So I was about 30 pounds overweight and chunky. And then I was 12, and I lost weight because I wanted to get this boy named John Diamond. He was so handsome. And I just stopped eating. I was at sleepaway camp and I stopped eating for the entire month, and my mother couldn't believe it. I sent home popcorn. I sent home, all the candy. She absolutely fainted. I sent home licorice, M&Ms. I didn't even give it to my friends because it might have tempted me. I just sent it all home. And I stopped eating, and I lost the 30 pounds in the month. I came home skinny. John Diamond did look at me. I even got a kiss. But the thing was, he was really into sports and not that much into girls. At least at that age. And then I gained weight a little, and then I was really anorexic. Oh, I don't even want to talk about that. I was anorexic when I moved to Beverly Hills. I was so skinny. I used to just, ride my bicycle everywhere. I'm looking for, oh look, this is really good. Some nori, another kind of nori. Oh no, this is bird seed. There's no more nori left in here. Anyway, then I, what was I saying? Oh, so I was really skinny. I bicycled everywhere in Beverly Hills. And I just barely ate. And then if I ate, I'd throw up. They call it bulimia now. But in those days, I don't even know where I learned it or how I came up with that idea, because I don't think a lot of my friends were doing it. Or if they were, nobody was telling anybody. It's really kind of wild to me how it just sort of happened. So I used to throw up the food, and I was, oh my gosh, about 104 pounds and about 5'6", 5'7". Very long and lean, very long legs. And then what did I do? Then I went to the doctor, and he said, I didn't get my period, and he said, if you don't eat and if you don't put on some weight, you'll never have kids. Whoa! When I heard that, I got panicked, and just started eating and eating and eating, and I gained about 15, 20 pounds, and then I was kind of normal. You know, I was maybe 130, 125, or maybe even 115, and then, 125, 130, and then in my 20s, I kind of maintained that weight. Always maybe 5 or 8 pounds overweight. And then in my 30s, the same, pretty even. And then when I was 38, I had my first child, and I gained 60, 70 pounds. And then when I delivered that child, I had like only a 30-pound weight loss. So there was like still 40 pounds on me. I mean, I had barely lost any weight after delivering that child. And that's when I kept that on and had a second child at least 80 pounds overweight for the last 8 years. But I didn't really care, because I had a husband, I had a lover, I was happy, I was a mom. And then it wasn't until I became a single mom that I decided it was time to lose weight, which is right now, 8 years later. So I've been collecting different kinds of food, learned how to cook, really. And I want to show one of my favorite things to eat, which is cottage cheese, oat bran, and fiber. It's such a yummy breakfast with a little bit of apple. The fiber is such a great trick, especially if you're going to be drinking a lot of these drinks.
Tell me about the meetings you're going to.
Oh, well, that's been really helpful. I've been going to these OA meetings and Overeaters Anonymous, but now I'm Overeater Non-Anonymous, as I've just said. I'm Leah. In the meetings you say, hi, I'm Leah, Overeater, Bulimic. Well, I go in the morning because, one, I love being in groups. I love doing things with other people. I love hearing other people's stories. I love listening to others, and I really like other people to listen to me. I like to tell my stories and cry and have everybody be so supportive, and it's brilliant. It's the best thing America offers, this anonymous program, the 12-step anonymous program. And then you get a sponsor, and she becomes like your lay therapist, and you tell her about your life and your issues with eating, and like your first step is to write down all the times. Well, actually, I just did the first step on video. It's telling your life story through the eating and through the weight.
So you consider food as an addiction?
Well, the problem is you tend to eat if you're angry or tired and you're not centered, and then what happens is you end up overeating. So that's you have to eat or you die. It's not the same kind of addiction as alcohol or cigarettes, but there's a way in which you kind of abuse it. That's the addictive part. Like overeating or using it because like you're tired or frustrated when really you should be going to bed, when really you should go take a swim, or sometimes when you have a lot of energy, people want to eat, just stuff down the feelings. And so that's what you learn. You learn about how not to stuff down your feelings, and it's amazing. In the rooms, people are so emotional. They cry, they laugh, they scream, they really have a lot of pain or a lot of anger or a lot of, beneath all that is a lot of love. So that's fascinating to see the human characters kind of unfold before you. It's almost like some kind of tribal ritual, and this group that I go to, it's how. So it's actually, you're not allowed to have flour or any products with flour in it, and you're not allowed to have any sugar products. You can have a little bit of dairy and everything else. And then they ask you to, apportion how much food you have, like a cup of chicken. I don't have it in front of me, but let's say, a cup of chicken with as much vegetables and salad, usually a cup of vegetables, a cup of salad. So everything is what they called weight and measured. So that's the hard part for me, though. I just kind of, I definitely don't eat the flour and I don't eat the sugar. But it's a little hard for me sometimes to weigh and measure. But I find, because the last time I lost weight, I just did it like that. Some people call it the no white diet. So no cheese, like no white, the dairy. Or just a little dairy.
So you said OE is the best thing America invented.
Yeah.
How so? After food? After fast food?
Well, I suppose it invented fast food, but I would never say that was a great thing about America. But I'd say it's a great thing because it really has helped a lot of people. I say OA, Alcoholics Anonymous, Clutterers Anonymous, Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous, Fear of Success Anonymous. I mean, there are just so many of these 12-step programs that originally started with Alcoholics Anonymous. And it's Narcotics Anonymous. Why it's so great is that it's a free form of therapy. It costs maybe $1 or $2 to go to a meeting, and you get a sponsor who's a lay therapist, and they take you through these processes of kind of doing self-inventory, and you're doing it with a group of people, so you're not alone, and you get to understand why you're addicted to food, or why, and then you can watch people's lives change right before you. Like suddenly they start getting a great job, or they'll get into a new home and beautiful things, and you're with them for a year or two.
All that because they lost weight?
Yeah, and because they started to have friends, and they started to believe in themselves. That's what's really happening, and they find God. The program teaches spirituality, and I think the American culture, is so devoid of spirituality and devoid of God, that this is what, believe it or not, that's what this group holds for people.
Nobody goes to church in France and
loses weight? What?
No, nobody goes to church.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. People go to church here and they'll go to synagogue, but they're not getting their spiritual needs met. They go because it's tradition in their family. They're used to it. They observe the customs, the baptism, the catechism. They want to learn certain morality, but it still doesn't fulfill their spiritual needs.
So from your own experience, why would you say the food addiction is such an American phenomenon? From your perspective?
Well, I think because a lot of people don't cook. They don't live in homes where they eat with other people, so they eat alone. So they'd rather just grab something that someone else made that's cheap. So we became a fast food nation. But I think more it's that we don't have a tradition of going to the market, buying fresh food. I mean, a lot of families I know do that, but I think they're not the norm. They go to the farmer's market, they have their growers, they make, the mom who has time spends time really looking at recipes and cultivating beautiful dinners and inviting neighbors or having the family. But I think that's more rare. I think that people are so busy, they don't have time to cook, so they just grab things on the go. That's what I'm saying. They eat because they're angry, because they're tired, and it's so quick they can do it. In France or Italy, you can't, first of all, restaurants are closed in the afternoon. there's all certain times. You cannot eat sometimes between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock, or 2 and 7. No restaurant in sight is open. Well, here, you can eat 24 hours a day. I mean, in California, restaurants tend to close at 10, 11 at night, whereas in New York, they're open 24 hours, but we still have our 24-hour restaurants. So you can eat, you know, any time and have it made for you. So you're losing the process of cooking, shopping for yourself, and kind of enjoying the meal in a social context.
Do you cook for your children?
Well, it depends. I've spent 1 year I went to cooking school, so I cooked all the time, but of course they said it was a little too spicy and a little too fancy.
When was the last time you cooked for them? Like a real meal?
Well, I did a huge Passover, and so made meatloaf and pot roast, and they had their cousins visit from Europe, so we did that.
6 months ago.
Well, let's see, Passover's April, and then after that, maybe May. Yeah, I mean, I don't consider boiling hot dogs and making pasta, which I do 2 times a week, something like that, a real meal. Salad. I think I need water. You know, I drink 2 quarts of water a day. I'm gonna go get some water. I'm really thirsty. I feel a bit claustrophobic in here. This kind of feels, ugh. This feels a little weird. It's a big pantry. And this pantry is for someone who cooks. But I don't cook these days. But, you know, in a month I can cook. I tend to cook when I'm having a lot of sex. And I tend to cook when there's someone to cook for, like a man. Or, like, you know, if there's a family that I adore, and, you know, have them come over and eat with my family.
Also, and action. Do it again, do it again. Cut. And action.
Oh my God. It's always important to have a lot of fruit around. But I think it probably looks better in the white bowl. This is Martha Stewart. But I like the green, but we don't have enough green apples. Anyway, I'm going to make a shake with, you know, a coffee shake is really good sometimes too. I don't know if you ever had that with sweet and low. Oh my God, it's delicious. It's absolutely, ooh, delicious. These are the Princess Dog bowls. Because my dog's a princess. Her name is Panini. She's a little sandwich. That's what it means in Italian. Panini. Panini. You know, I went to cooking school because I was a professor in Miami, and they allowed you to go to school and take classes free if you were a professor. And I actually learned a lot. I mean, I'm the worst cook in America, but I did learn some really good things. And I realized that cooking is actually very fun. You know, I didn't grow up cooking because my mom didn't cook. So I think it's really important to teach your children to cook, especially boys. I have 2 boys. So I really need to start cooking. Look, there's something growing in here. This is so weird. It feels like there's an animal or a protozoa in one of these plants. These are lucky. These are bamboo. That's good for luck. The Asians have it for luck. Look at the smell. And these are my son's little plants that he made.
So the bowl was a Martha Stewart's bowl?
Yeah, you didn't see?
Do you admire her?
No, I just think she has good taste. I think she knows a lot about the home. I think she's a pretty good businesswoman, pretty brilliant. But I certainly, I don't know, she's too waspy to emulate. You know, it's not my taste. Sugar in the bowl. Yeah. It's a great plate. Ravioli. Very simple Italian. Oh, I love finding like great bargains at the thrift store. Like I bought this beautiful set, which is very Martha Stewart, I think. With 12 plates, big bowls, all for $12. Of course, this one had a little nick in it, but nobody's really eating out of it. It's more like for free. And these come from the dollar store. The 99-cent store in America is the best. Look at that. I love that. Wine, cheese, it's square. It's fantastic. It's very fun. Oh, and I got these. This is for making escargot. I got this little set. They're like $10.
You eat escargot?
Oh yeah, I love them. And I have the escargot plates. You see, to serve them in. Which is very French. And that's, you know, it's fun. And I got this is really, I have different mate holders because I told you I drink a lot of mate from Argentina. And I've got another one over here. This one, which is more of the gaucho style. See, and you always have extra straws because in case you have more people, you can use other kinds of mate holders. But the thing about mate is you're supposed to share it and pass it around, and everybody drinks from the same straw. But some Americans are so paranoid I have to serve them separate straws. So that's why I have so many straws. Because usually everybody eats together. And I got this. I don't really know a lot about mixing drinks. Oh, and these are also Martha Stewart dishes that I got from Target. Simple, white, a little embossed. They got a whole set. And these are my Oriental sushi dishes. These are great. Very pretty. And more Oriental dishes, but they're in storage. And then this is great because it tells you, you know, for your bar. Because I'm trying to learn how to make margaritas and how to make, pina coladas. And so I'm learning to buy enough liquor because, you know, I come from a Jewish family and we don't really, we never, my dad never made drinks. We didn't really have much of a bar. There wasn't very much whiskey or bourbon, and if there was, that was it. There weren't any interesting, fun mixed drinks. So I'm kind of learning to do that. And I'm having a little love affair with blue glass. I've got it all over my bathroom. But I don't know, there's something about it that I think is so beautiful. It's crazy. I like looking through. Oh my God, if you look through this, it's just, I don't know, something really sensual about it. This is a pasta holder. And this is my Michael Graves teapot from Target. And you know what my mom says? She says, oh, you have a very nice kitchen, very nice utensils. But your cooking leaves a lot to be desired. That's the fabulous mother I have. This is one of my favorite recipes, coq au vin à la Didi. 1 chicken cut up, 5 strips of bacon, mushrooms, 1/2 a bottle of red burgundy, 1 onion, spice sugar, flour and coconut. Then it tells you how to do it. Fry the onion and the chicken pieces together in a Dutch oven. And it, you know, tells you when to simmer. But the best thing about making coq au vin à la Didi is that I used to have a boyfriend named Didier. And actually, we made coq au vin together. And that is what food can do. It can bring back an entire relationship. It can bring back an entire country. And it can bring back smells, scents, memory, and language. So, you know, you just feel like talking French when you make it. You have French wine with it from Boredom. It's really, it's an amazing thing. Didier he was in theater, and he was really smart and very alive, and he wanted me to go join a theater group with him in the south of France. But I instead ended up finding some Uruguayan boyfriend who was actually a junkie. He was the son of a famous Montevideo artist, and he was a junkie. So I feel like I gave up my theater career in France to a junkie.
So you've traveled a lot?
Oh yeah. That's why my kitchen, although it's not updated and not a beautiful kitchen like I've had before, because after all this is only a rental in the Palisades, my kitchen has a lot of, you know, look at this beautiful pasta. You know, this is like how they have it in Italy, you know. This is a pasta strainer, you know, it's very Italian. I have these chiles from Mexico. I have just really, oh, I have so many spices. I have spices here, which is your typical spice rack. And then up in here, I have a lot of Indian spices. Cayenne pepper, I have ginger, I have, this is a ginger that comes from Thailand. I have a lot of cinnamon spices. I love to make yogi tea. Oh, this is really good too. These are Kashmiri gulab. Gulab is a type of a spice that you have kind of to refresh yourself after dinner. You know, you've been to an Indian restaurant. This one's like of roses. And the smell. Oh my God, it's so good. So, you know, I buy all these crazy things because I've had them before and I enjoy them. And then it's really fun when you have guests. But you have to be in the mood to cook. It's a very sensual thing. It's all about love. If there's no love in your life, there's no need to cook. You might as well just eat fast food. I think that's what happened to America. Families were falling apart, nobody felt like cooking, and they just went to fast food places. Those rose petals, I mean, I wish you could taste them. Wow. That's supposed to be like after your dinner to refresh your palate. But it's so sweet, you could just, you could eat a bowl of it.
So you traveled a lot, huh?
I traveled a lot. Yeah. And, oh my. Let's see, dog bones and fiber. I traveled a lot. Well, I lived in India, that's why I know Indian spices so well, and I know how to cook
Where else did you
really
live?
good curry. Where else? Well, when I was in India, I lived in Kashmir, up in the north. Oh my. Smell this fresh ginger. And I, question is, where haven't I lived? I speak 11 languages.
How many languages?
11. I speak Papiamento and Haitian Creole. Those are two Creoles. Papiamento is a Creole of Portuguese, and those Papiamento is in Curaçao and Aruba. And talking about all this food, I'm thinking I should whip something up, like maybe some chicken and ginger. Chicken, ginger, and onion. Would you like to try some if I make some?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. I've got this. Well, you see, I think being on camera, I must feel loved. Because now I'm in the mood to cook. Surprise. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to do something with garlic, ginger, onion. That's going to be good. Let's do some. I need some hot oil. So I'm going to. But do you know what I mean? How you have to feel loved or be in love to cook?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the greatest thing is, you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend from another culture.
So you have to be in love to cook, but
Yeah.
you have to feel lonely to eat.
Exactly. So if you're loved, you don't overeat because you're loved and you're not lonely. That's exactly right. And the truth is that if you, oh my, this is almost dead. Aha. This one is a goner. So we have some fresh garlic over here. Yeah, I think that one of my favorite cuisines is also
Bring the thing.
Italian. Oh yeah, n'est-ce pas? Italian food. And I had a fabulous Italian boyfriend who ended up marrying Patricia Gucci instead of me. But that's okay. I was offered marriage. I turned him down. And he was a wine merchant, and he came from the Veneto region. And every Saturday we'd go shopping together and, choose fresh ingredients. And it was a beautiful ritual. And it was like a ritual of our love to each other. And cook fresh pastas, have amazing arugula. I love arugula with the truffle oil. It's delicious. And another favorite cuisine of mine, kind of unusual, is Thai. And I had a Thai boyfriend who taught me just how to use some of the great bay leaf and spice. Not bay leaf, it's a leaf. I forgot the name of it. It's a special leaf that you can only find in Thailand. I might need more oil, which is in the pantry. But, it's already smelling good. Yeah. Anyway, so the Thai and the curry, Thai curry is different than, it's different because of the leaves that you use and some of the spices than the Indian curry. But I really like where you mix up a bunch of ingredients and kind of explore, and it's really fun. Let's see. And then, of course, Japanese is another culture I lived in.
How long did you live in Japan?
Well, I lived there a year, and I lived with a Japanese family. So I learned how to make sushi, and but you have to go to the market, get it fresh. They'll often cut it for you, which helps. So then it's all in the rolling, and then some of the experimentation. And what else? Ooh, this is cooking quickly. I better hurry. And I worked in Japan as a hostess. I think I mentioned that earlier, actually. And we didn't cook in the hostess bar, but we certainly learned every other geisha. We made tea. often. Oh, this is cooking too quickly. Hold on. I turned it up instead of down. There we go. But it needs more oil. Would you mind to get me the oil?
Mm-hmm.
Just the plain olive oil in the big canister there, I think, and we'll pour it in this. Yeah, great. Yeah, okay. Peppoli, kind of a generic Italian, extra light. There we go, much better. Okay. Whew. There's nothing worse than burnt garlic. Have you ever had burnt garlic?
That's history for you, no?
Yeah, how'd you know? History for me now. Burning garlic. I only would burn garlic when we were making love and we stopped paying attention to the cooking. That was funny. They did a chef from Argentina and we were always in the kitchen fucking and cutting. That was great fun. Lobster thermidor. That's a fun dish to make. But, oh la la. Oh! Now I need to put the... Woo! The noise gonna bother you?
Uh-huh.
Really? Well, oh, somebody closed my window. Let's open it. My goodness. Okay. I'm going to die if I don't open it a little bit. Okay, I'll turn off the noise. Whew. Okay. I've now made a mess. But anyway, I was going to put some chicken in. And a slightly sauteed chicken. Oh, the ginger. This is the Asian influence. Have you ever had chicken gin and ginger?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you've had. Ginger is a natural aphrodisiac, I think.
Really?
I think so. No.
Delicious.
Luckily it's Bastille Day, so I'm going out later.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I might get lucky. And then I can invite someone over to have some ginger chicken.
Only ginger chicken?
Yeah. Well, for now. Ginger chicken, you know, coffee, tea, or me. Remember that? It's from a movie.
Talking to the camera makes you want to cook, huh?
It does.
Why?
I told you, because I feel loved.
Loved by what?
By whomever, well, by you, because you're listening and you're asking me questions. So by the interviewer. And possibly by the public that might have a response. You know?
It's like anticipation of love.
No. Yeah. Yes. But it's also about your love in the moment. Oh, yum. This might actually be good. Does it look really horrible to you? I think I'm gonna like it. Okay, then I grab some chicken. Let's see. Yeah. Grab some chicken. Tape? No. I kind of cheated because I already had some cold chicken prepared. That goes for the dog. See? Oh, you're not. That's just good. love garlic. I love ginger. I love garlic and ginger. Ah. Just thinking what else I might need to add.
Freeze. So you keep a lot of things in the fridge. I love containers.
Well, this is for the dog right here. This is the dog bones. I get them at the barbecue place, and they're already eaten bones, and she loves them. You buy them. It's a doggy bag. And then cottage cheese. My mom always taught me to put them upside down. Cottage cheese, yogurt, staples for good shakes or whatever. Oh, this was just came from some kid thing. This is your bit of Diet Coke and 3 different kinds of milk. Reduced fat milk, goat's milk, soy milk. And then these naked juices are great when you're on a diet and you have to kind of go quick. One with protein, mango acai. Acai is really good. It's an exotic antioxidant with a lot of fruit force. This is arisa. I like to make couscous. It's delicious. Hot spice. Eggs. You've got, your staples. Bread in there. Parmesan cheese. Oh, coffee cup to go. Feta cheese. Nothing that unusual in this. Oh, and then I have the hemp bread, which is a sprouted bread, so it doesn't have wheat, so you don't eat wheat. This is from Whole Foods. I have some chocolates for my guests who love chocolate. That's actually coleslaw from today. I love coleslaw. Oh, and this is seaweed soup from Koreatown from yesterday. It probably doesn't look that appetizing, but it's all green and delicious. It's very healthy. I wish I could float in this seaweed soup and take a seaweed bath. They kind of give you seaweed wraps, at the spa. And then up here I have 100 different kinds of mustards. This is a Asian mustard. This is a Jack Daniel's mustard. This is a Dijon mustard. This is a pourable mustard. This is a Gouldens mustard. This is a horseradish mustard. This is cocoa mango green curry. That's really good when if you don't want to make something from fresh start. This is a peppercorn garlic, green peppercorn garlic mustard. I'm really into mustards. Mustards, and then also jams, as you saw before. And more fancy plum. Oh, look at this. This is the dog food my friend left here. Okay, I'll have to remember to give that to my dog. She was visiting. And then we have syrup for the boys. This is a Japanese sauce, which is great. Kagome sauce. It's a thick one. This is a really amazing Kalamata feta squeeze. It's a garnishing sauce, and you see it's in that fabulous pourable bottle. Ginger. So, I like to eat, I like to cook. When I'm inspired.
How about the...
Yeah. Oh my God! It's broken again. I just had it fixed. I don't know what is wrong. I better call Kenmore. It's a Kenmore brand. My gosh, look at this. It's a nightmare. Well, I don't know if everything's ruined, but boy oh boy. And I love, these are from IKEA. Which way do I go? Where do I go? Follow the river. Where do I go? Ah! Cold. Let's see, we have English muffins. Woo! I have shrimp. I have golden crinkle potato chips. Mostly stuff for a barbecue. I'm planning to buy a barbecue. That's going to be my big summer purchase. Unless I buy a house. In which case I'm going to buy a house with a built-in barbecue. So, Yeah. These are beans. I need to put them in really nice jars. I just haven't had time. I'm going to take them down because I'm going to do that soon. There are different kinds of lentil, green lentil, brown lentil. I got these at the Indian store. $3.25 for this entire package. $2.25 for these. It's one of the best bargains in town. When you go, so I go all the way to a little Indian market, and I like shopping at the local ethnic markets. There's so many in Los Angeles. That's very exciting. I go to the Iranian markets and I get great feta there, and I get really incredible grapes and figs. You know, their fruits are fabulous. I get great big breads. I'm sure I have one in the freezer of the kind of Armenian bread, the Armenian bakeries. Those are in Glendale. They're quite wonderful. LA is really an interesting ethnic mixture and maze.
So the chicken is ready?
Yeah, it's ready. Would you like to taste it?
Of course. I thought I had the plate ready for me.
Oh yeah. I don't. It's good. It's great. But I should make it ready for you in a very appetizing fashion. So, I'm going to need a nice plate. Let's see. Well, I'll just use this little Asian one. Gonna take a cup and put it in here so that I can sort of, make you a little mound. And what will I garnish it with? I'm not sure. Well, you know what? Maybe it doesn't need a garnish, but doesn't it look a lot better?
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Thank you so much.
I think we need your on camera. You know, it's interesting because you're filming this. You know, you keep telling me that I'm really not that natural. And actually, my therapist told me the same thing. She says I'm like overly dramatic. And I'm that I perform too much. That I'm, it's just really hard for me to let down my guard and just be very simple. My simplicity is dramatic, overly dramatic. It's like bad acting. And I don't mean to be that way, but I somehow get self-conscious. I don't know. So, getting me to be just really... Oh, look, there's a new message. Getting me to be really simple is a very hard thing. This is the... I have now 4 cell phones. Should I tell anyone that? This one is my Miami number. And I had bought it from T-Mobile. No, this is Sprint. It's my 305 number. I just got a new Palm Pilot from Verizon because I figured I would put it on my home line. And I'm trying to get more organized.
So you perform too much, huh?
I do. They say. I don't notice it, of course. I don't realize it.
So
But
you create that whole extravagant persona
I guess that's
in
what it
order
is.
not to show your...
Real self. Maybe, yeah. It's hard to show your real self. I mean, I went to a lot of acting classes just trying to do that. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'm afraid of or why it's hard. But I have done a lot of bad acting in my days because it was overacting. Sorry, it's really good. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, just revealing yourself and being simple is, it's no easy task. I thought this would be easy, you know, but maybe like when they used to film the McLeods in their everyday life, the first early TV reality, maybe like as time goes on and you're constantly filming me, maybe then it'll just get easier or seem more natural. Or maybe I just need to be not by myself and in the company of others. You know, like if you film my whole family or me with my boyfriend, maybe then I'd be more natural. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if it's true, but it's kind of a thought. What do you think? Well,
So you don't reveal yourself, not even to your shrink.
no, not even to me. Well, I mean,
So
I
what's the
tell the
point?
truth. I tell the truth to my shrink, but the problem is I'm always entertaining. And I don't, it's an unconscious false persona that I'm really comfortable with, so that I'm always entertaining. And I mean, some people go to the shrink and they don't even tell the truth about their life. That's not my case. I'll tell the truth, I'll tell where I'm really hurting, I'll tell where I'm really in pain, but I often have a sense of humor so that I avoid an issue, and I just kind of weave funny tales, and it's hard to develop a deeper theme and look deeper. I don't know, I had this dream last night, and the dream was that I was with my friend Miriam, and she was going to, I was worried that she was going to steal. I had $300 in my wallet, and I was afraid she was going to steal my $300. So I tried to hide it, but I took my Louis Vuitton wallet, and I tried to hide it in all these different places in this house that we were looking at. And I thought, okay, I'll come back to it and I'll find it later, because I felt like she was going to steal something from me. And then I realized I had to charm her, because I was in the car with her and I thought maybe she was going to do something really bad, maybe kill me. So I just was like very pleasant and funny and sexy, and I diverted her, and I was able to hide that money. So it's like I learned this, you know, and then I woke up. But I think that I learned this talent of diversion because I'm afraid somebody's going to steal something from me, from my soul. I think that's what it means. I'm a little perturbed by the dream. So maybe I should make more food. Maybe I should make more food. And look, have you seen this? This is from Peru. And these are all the special kind of seeds used by a shaman. Yanuki, Pucasenca, Pescato Naranjito.
On the steel. On the steel.
Oh, sorry. Here, can I wear it? It's easier. That way it's definitely still. You can focus.
Tell me about that.
Well, we went to the market in Peru. The shaman took us there, and these are the special markets where you get only special herbs, plants, and seeds that the shamans use either in food that they're cooking to heal someone, or plants that they're growing to heal someone. And they know how to make all these special kinds of potions and things, and this was, I just thought it was so beautiful, but these are actually really used by the shamans. And it's a market in Cusco. Like my friend's in Cusco right now. She's hiking Machu Picchu. That's another mud.